Welcome back, I'm Tedward and welcome to the all-new Mazda CX-90. This is Mazda's new flagship premium full-size SUV. Most notable are the new drivetrains because we're getting Mazda's first inline-six turbo with a mild hybrid system in addition to a plug-in hybrid variant. Now, the style of this vehicle, we'll get into that in a little bit, but first I do want to talk about the powertrains because the inline-six turbo, it's a longitudinal inline-six the way we like it. It's going to have loads of torque, 340 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque, and that includes a mild hybrid system that has a motor between the engine and transmission. The CX-90 utilizes an all-wheel drive system that is primarily rear bias, so we can expect fun, precision, balanced handling out of this luxury SUV. Now, the plug-in hybrid variant uses a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine that makes 323 horsepower and still 369 pound-feet of torque, which will make for seamless acceleration and instant throttle response. Very exciting. So let's take a look around this. We have a really prominent nose on this vehicle. I think there's a lot of interesting design language, and I'm really digging some of the small details because these headlights are actually kind of small, but because of these lines and the lighting that goes through this chrome feature, it looks a lot larger. And unlike, say, the 8-passenger Pilot, this 8-passenger CX-90 seems to be more urban-oriented. It's definitely not aimed at some hardcore off-roading. It's aimed at being an incredibly luxurious vehicle. Around back, we've got this beautiful slope design, and it's reminiscent to me of the Mazda 3, which is an incredibly handsome hatchback. This appears to be a top trim version, and I'm really digging the paint matched wheel arches, but the use of piano black paint color, paint matching, and chrome go together pretty well. So let's go see if we can't find ourselves inside the new interior of the CX-90 and find out what it's like as a passenger. So now that we've seen the flagship inline-six turbo, let's take a look at the PHEV here in this beautiful Malibu garage. So now, instead of having the paint-matched wheel arches, we've got something a little more rugged, a little less scratchy on a probably more family-friendly plug-in hybrid. We don't fully know all the details about this CX-90 plug-in hybrid, but we do know that we have 323 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. And with a vehicle this size, with just an internal combustion engine, typically you're not looking at the most impressive fuel economy, but when you have the ability to charge overnight at home, you also get the ability to use this as an electric vehicle for a certain amount of time. So let's take a look inside because this is going to suit most people's daily driving without needing to start that engine, unless you go on a nice long road trip. So the first thing I'm noticing in this vehicle is how premium feeling this interior is. We've got this beautiful moonroof, and then these seats are quite impressive. There's nice support, and this is something Mazda does really well because they're usually focused on ergonomics and making sure that the passengers are nice and secure. Mazda's been using really nice materials, and there's different trim levels, but they're combining plastics, wood, aluminum, and leathers in ways that I think really suit a premium feeling vehicle. Jumping into the driver's seat, these are some fairly delicate and small feeling door handles, which I actually really like because it's designed for an actual hand, and it still suits the vehicle. Now, up in the driver's seat, we are greeted with this lovely LCD display, and man, I always like getting behind the wheel of a Mazda because I do think that they make things ergonomically. This is the correct size steering wheel. So even though we're in a full-size SUV, we still get that Miata style feeling to this steering wheel, which is going to make it more exciting to drive. Now, I'm also really psyched that we have a normal appearing shift lever because I get frustrated when we're using buttons and things. I think this is ergonomic, it's natural, and when you need to do that quick 3-point turn, I always appreciate the ability to quickly move from reverse, neutral, drive, etc. In terms of storage, we have a shallow compartment here, probably for your phones. We have 2 USB-C charge ports, cup holders in the center, a very appealing design that's kind of fun and premium on the center console, and then MI drive. Now, the CX-90 is also equipped with Mazda's kinematic posture control, which helps balance out the vehicle in a corner by braking the inside rear, which prevents that tripoding action. So there's some really simple technology that allows them to make the car more stable and flat in a corner without adding weight. So let's go see how this is for your rear passengers. In the back, we've got these beautiful captain's chairs, and they do say this is an 8-seat SUV, so I guess that means you're going to have the option to have a rear bench back here or these 2 captain's chairs. I think this is probably the way I would go. There is loads of room back here, and these captain's chairs are really comfortable, supportive. There's rear seat heaters, HVAC controls, cup holders. It's a good space to be, and there's a lot of legroom back here, so you get the feeling that you're sort of in that limousine style. This door is very long, which gives good entrance and egress, and probably if you've got kids, to be able to put the car seats or the kids back in. And this rear seat, maybe not the most legroom, but probably still gets the job done. But luckily, we've also got USB-C chargers back here, because what you don't want is that rear passenger compartment to feel claustrophobic, especially when you're advertising it as a premium 8-seat SUV. Let's take a peek in the hatch. Now, of course, you're able to fold these guys down, which is super helpful when you're actually filling this up for a trip, but that means you've got loads of platform for all of the shopping. Not much of a cubby back here, but we do have some tow recovery stuff, which is always nice, and a little compartment for things that you don't want sloshing around. We can see the pulsing on that directional, which is very cool, sort of simulates a heartbeat. So that's our first look at the all-new Mazda CX-90. We'll get a chance to drive it pretty soon, but I just wanted to take you on the first glance and show you what is to come for the Mazda brand. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to respect the drive, and I'll see you in the next one.